Hello and welcome to my first ever Ask Me Anything. Thank you to everyone that sent in questions. I'm not going to include usernames with the questions because I forgot to ask ahead of time if that's what people want, and I don't want to read it out loud if somebody wanted to be anonymous. Let's get started. How old are you? I am 24. I've been told I have a baby face, so if you thought I was younger, you're not alone. When did you start your first video? I guess it depends if you mean like my first social media visual effects video. I started posting on TikTok first in November of 2021, so a little over a year ago, and this is where I'm at. But before that, I've made videos for years, just short films and stuff like that. But I started really taking the short visual effects content seriously, about a year ago. Favorite dish? Mugs. Honestly, my favorite dish changes all the time. Right now, it's probably lettuce tofu wraps. Very good. It's like tofu with peanut sauce on it in a lettuce wrap. Would recommend. What inspired you to go into filmmaking? I love that. So if anyone doesn't know, I work in the film industry. Content creation is not my full-time job. I knew I wanted to go into filmmaking since I was young, like middle school. I have a collection of really, really terrible and hilarious middle school videos that I made with my best friend at the time. I had a little flip video camera, if anyone knows what that is. So probably since I was about 12, I loved doing behind the scenes stuff, that kind of thing. What inspired me to go into it? I've just always loved it. I thought it was like magic. I think I was always very into magic as a child. On my Santa Claus wish list, I asked for a bag of magic probably 4 years in a row. I did not get it. But I think that like visual effects and like movies in general are just kind of the closest thing we have to making actual magic. So that's why I love it so much. Are you single? I'm very flattered, but I am not single. I have this guy. This is my wonderful boyfriend. His name is Dylan. You might know him better as the man in the green screen suit, or the Hand. He plays Thing the Hand.
I play a very good thing. Bam.
Actor. We also live together, so I'm sorry to inform you it's going very well. Which camera are you using now? So for my videos, I mostly use, what is it?
iPhone 14 Pro.
iPhone 14 Pro. I like shooting on cinematic mode because then it blurs the background and gives you that kind of, recreates like the focus that you can do on an actual camera. Can you do the headless Sir Nicholas from Harry Potter Ghost VFX trick? I love that idea. I actually would love to do this. I'm a big, big Harry Potter fan. We are both big Harry Potter fans. What's his? It's headless Sir Nick. That's a really cool idea. I like that. Where do you get your ideas from? Like the dancing boots. The dancing boots actually was part of a trend. There was a trend too, that's Eminem song. Where people did the da, da, da. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. And anytime I see a trend that's kind of dancey, I try and figure out how to make it my own and how to include visual effects in it. And so, yeah, I thought it'd be interesting if the shoes were just doing it on their own. And then I could kind of react to that. And that is how the idea was born. But I get ideas all kinds of ways. Sometimes it's from trends or other videos. Sometimes it's just in real life. I will look at an object and say, I want to jump into a mug today. I get a lot of inspiration while running, actually. That's a really annoying answer, but which video of yours is your favorite? I like a lot of them. Some that did not succeed that I actually really like are the like paparazzi video. Just a little photo shoot and then coming out of the camera. I just really thought that one was a lot of fun.
That Wednesday was a really fun video.
I like the first Wednesday one that I did. Not the dance trend, but I did a Wednesday video like before the show even came out, where basically I did like a transformation into Wednesday and then Thing ran in and I picked him up. It was original at the time, before Wednesday kind of took off, but I think that one, I was really happy with how that one turned out because it was kind of exactly what I had pictured in my head, and it's very satisfying when it comes out how I hope it will, which is not always the case.
The Christmas tree one when you were Oregon, I really like that one.
Yes, I think that is my most underrated video ever. This is one of the first videos I ever posted on TikTok, and it did not do well, but I don't know, I think it's really cool. And the behind the scenes setup was pretty intricate. My dad helped me with that one, so I think I got like 10 views on the Christmas tree video, but I liked it. So.
And me and you were 2 of those.
You and me were 8 of those. How long does it take for you to make a video from idea to execution? It's so hard for me to answer in very succinct ways, but going from idea to figuring out how to make it does take its own time. Sometimes I do test shots and bring it into After Effects just to see if it'll work. The actual filming process also takes a while because I have to set everything up. I prefer to use natural sunlight. I don't really have the best lighting setup otherwise. So I try and only film pretty much between like 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. right now before the sun goes down because winter. So once I'm all set up for filming, probably anywhere from like 5 to 15 tries to get things right. And then the editing itself, it really depends on what the video is and how complicated the effects are, and also if I've done something similar before or not. Honestly, anywhere from like 4 hours to probably 20. One actually that took me a surprisingly long time was the ghost effect, or the ghost video, when I rose up off the ground and transformed and then it loops. It took way longer than you think just for to make it loop. The way that I threw the sheet did not match up with the way that the sheet was thrown the first time in the video. And there's a lot of things that go into it that you wouldn't expect. So start to finish, yeah, I don't know, a long time. A long time. Will you make another miniature edit? Okay, yes. So this is referring to, I did like an Ant-Man one where I shrunk down and was really tiny. And I had a few people after that ask me if I could make more. I don't remember who, but somebody suggested that I call it a mini series. And I think that is the smartest thing I've ever heard. So I do want to make more of those. Actually, the reason I didn't was that I started having more success with my like transition videos. So I kind of just leaned into that. But I definitely kind of branching out more into other visual effects like I was before. So I will bring that back, especially if that's something people want to see. Recommendation for someone starting in VFX? That's a really good question, actually. That's something I get asked kind of a lot. If you're just getting started, I wouldn't recommend spending a lot of money on anything. I think there's a lot of ways that you can start for free to kind of dip your toes in, get used to it, and see if this is something that you want to pursue on a higher level. I posted a few tutorials using CapCut because it's a free app, and that way anyone can use it. And then when you're ready for the next step, maybe go to a laptop or computer, whatever you have available. I use After Effects for pretty much everything that I edit. It's pricey, so there's a free trial. I think it's 30 days. I'd recommend starting with that and watching YouTube videos. Find a tutorial that you're interested in and do it from start to finish. You can find something basic for beginners and just follow along step by step because that'll help you get comfortable with the software. Some tutorials also come with assets, so you don't actually have to film anything yourself. It'll give you everything that you need. Those are always a good jumping off point as well. You have less things to worry about when you're starting. And then once you're more comfortable with it, you can follow along and use your own footage and progress from there. Just start. Just start. Pick somewhere and start. Which program or skill do you want to learn in 2023?
Right.
I really like this question. I want to start learning some 3D modeling. I think that's kind of like the next level for visual effects for me. So I know most people use Blender, so that's what I'm leaning towards, but I am intimidated, so I have not started yet. But yeah, so probably learning 3D modeling in Blender is on the list for me. Is your family from the moon? Is it because I'm out of this world?
Because you're out of this world.
Or because I look like an alien. Which video did you find it most difficult to film or edit? It's hard to pick because every video has its own challenges.
It was a different video that you were working on, and like multiple times during that night, you were like, I'm gonna have a breakdown.
No, that was making the tutorial, I think. Okay, sometimes making the tutorial for how I made the videos is worse for me than making the actual videos. Because I like to try and explain it in a visual way too, so that you can like see exactly what I did. They're kind of annoying to make, but I love seeing them from other people, and I know that people appreciate seeing the process, so that's not hard to edit. They're just not as fun for me as the actual video. Multiple breakdowns were had. The Christmas tree one, actually, that I mentioned was one of the harder ones to film. That had a very complex setup. Shout out to my dad. I don't know why I did that as if he's dead. He's alive. There's two parts because I had to have my legs dangling, and so to have the dangling legs, I had a ladder that I was holding onto and holding myself up so that my feet were off the ground, and I twisted myself so it looks like I was rotating, and then I had to do the top portion myself because I couldn't be like lifting, and so the top was standing, and then we had a big piece of yarn around my, like taped to my back as if it was like the ornament string, and then that was like strung across the string in the back. It was a very elaborate setup for those 10 views. You look so gorgeous. Where are you from? I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and now I live in Toronto. So today is peak Toronto weather. I'm filming this in the middle of a snowstorm, actually. Yeah, we love that cold Canadian weather. Love it so much. It's great. It's awesome. Do you have any hidden talents? Yes. I can say the alphabet backwards very quickly, which I'm very proud of. Okay, just so you know I'm not cheating. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. What's your most embarrassing story? You know how people dwell on this? Like, it keeps you up at night when you're thinking about that embarrassing thing you did in 3rd grade. I have like the opposite of that. My brain literally will just black out any embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. I've done plenty of embarrassing things in my life. Could not tell you what they were. My brain's just like, delete, Control, Alt, Delete, gone. We don't need to remember that, so. Thank you to everyone that submitted questions. I hope this answered some of them somewhat coherently. Yeah, comment down below any tutorials that you want to see from me, After Effects or CapCut. Comment if you have any questions that you want me to answer in my next AMA.
And subscribe!
And subscribe! I will see you next time.
Control.
Pew, pew, pew.